I've gotten 3 promotions since I met Nadine in the space of 2 years at tTECH. So I started as the strategic support to the CEO. Then I got promoted to the sales manager, and in January I got promoted to sales and marketing.
Hi, I'm Nadine Siaga, a mindset and leadership coach, and I work with managers, executives, and professionals in a variety of sectors who are ready to take action to reduce feelings of stress, frustration, and overwhelm so that they can be more intentional in their leadership and in their life and ultimately experience more productivity and overall fulfillment.
Yeah, it's been a very busy week. We had board meetings and they invited me to actually come on and speak.
Really? About what?
The numbers. I think I shared with you last time that the numbers were really good. So we share if it was sustainable and if it's something that we can actually continue for the next 3 quarters for this year. We also have some difficulty, I would say, with some of the team members moving along some of the projects, because that is something that it affects our billing. The projects take some time to close, and so ultimately we don't actually realize the revenue until those projects close. But we need support.
Okay. If you were to put on your CEO hat, you know, I love to talk to you about your CEO hat.
All these different hats.
I know. So for a moment, if you're putting on your CEO hat, you always will have people that you've hired to be in that position.
All right.
So how could you show up in this exact same scenario without stepping on anybody's toes, because I know that's been an issue for you, and still achieve the objective?
It's very delicate how you approach someone, mindful that there's their role, they don't want you to take ownership of anything, so, you know. But if I was to put on that CEO hat, I would see how I could remove that obstacle while still supporting the team member in the best way, of course. And I think one of the ways to do that is to actually communicate to the team member and speak to them and see how best I could support them.
Like if you think about Marsha and the person you know, the strengths that you have, like what's that one strength that you could pull on to have that kind of a conversation?
I think interpersonal skills, having the conversation, talking to them, letting them know I'm here to support them, and offering help in a specific area that I know I could help to kind of move things along a little bit easier, more seamlessly. That would probably be my first step.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, could happen, it could work. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, but it's always like I'm thinking about what the person is gonna say to when I ask for the help, and I just know the individual, so they're gonna say, no, it's fine, you know, so I feel like I'm gonna get pushback.
Okay, and what if you do? What if you do? Let's go.
That's where I have to think about, okay, what's the next step? Maybe sharing the why.
Okay.
So the overall why. Why is it we need to do this? Why is it it would help her, it would help me, it would help the company. Hi, my name is Marsha Bucknor. I am Head of Sales and Marketing at tTECH. In a previous job, if I had Nadine around, I would have been able to manage more difficult conversations better. There are certain techniques that she shared with how you can coach individuals to help get the best out of people. I've kind of learned the little techniques on how to pull out the best out of individuals, which I didn't have that before I met Nadine. I would say she's pulled out potential. She has tapped into an area of my brain that might have doubted myself, or you've thought that, no, you know, I can't do this for whatever reason, and you think of the reasons why you can't do something, and then you ask yourself why. Constantly asking yourself why can't you do this, what is it that's stopping you, and then you kind of recognize, or that aha moment to say, I'm stopping myself. So she's kind of like given me that 100-foot view to kind of see what I need to see and help develop the clarity I need.
Right now, sitting here, that's the only thing you think that would stop you and nothing else comes to mind, like the pushback that you were talking to me about. What would you then do? What's your next step? You leave me, you're going back into office tomorrow or later. Mm-hmm. What would your next step be?
So if I'm to really put on the CEO hat, I would actually start mobilizing some of the stuff. So I would have certain conversations to see how is it I can move on, you know, speed up the projects a little bit more. Whether is it a resource we need? So I'd maybe call HR, find out, hey, what resumes do we have on file for X, Y, and Z? So kind of push it along a little bit in the background, and then go to the person. Oh, by the way, do you know we have X amount of persons that we could interview for PM or another position, and then say, I'll do the interviews for you. I mean, they're swamped, right? So offer that kind of help. Yeah. Maybe how I could push it along. But then it's a very delicate line again, because people take it as, how dare you take on my role? But I think they may actually see the support.
Okay. So now with that new thinking, how do you feel?
I maybe need to do it because it'll help me, so that we can actually push along the sales.
All right. So will you do it?
Yeah, no, I need to. I need to actually write it down and put my deadline date as to when I want to achieve it.
That was going to be my next question, right? So exactly when are you going to do it,
to actually get it done?
Yeah.
So after we have this conversation, I am going to pick up the phone and I'm going to make a call to HR. And then my next call after HR would be to the next person to let them know what I've done already. Coaching has helped me to understand my strengths and weaknesses. You have to come in to the sessions knowing that you have to become vulnerable, and that vulnerability helps you to be honest with yourself, honest with what you want to achieve, and understand that nobody's perfect. So the imperfect areas that you do need to work on, or the opportunities that you see for yourself, it is understanding your vulnerabilities that will make you become better. Mindset shift, you'd have heard it a lot when you speak with her. Creating that space in your mind to understand what it is you have to do, that makes a difference. So once I was able to program my mind in that way, to come prepared for the sessions, to become vulnerable, to share what I needed to do, the weaknesses kind of poured out, and then she poured into me. I'm pouring out a lot of things that I might not can do, or I feel I can't do it because of whatever is inside my head. And then she pours into me with what the possibilities are.
Sign up at pdconsults.com with an S at the end for a bunch of resources to help you become more intentional in your leadership and your life today. Thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and share with anyone you feel could benefit from this content.